Hello, pieces of my African soul family. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. If it is your first time, welcome to the family. If you're returning, as always, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling your friends about it. And all those who have tuned in from the beginning, I thank you. Those who joined us midway, I thank you. And yes, it's another episode, and on this episode, it's a very special one because on this episode, I celebrate someone special and close to me, and that is my little sister, Rebekita. I'm the one who gave her that name because I think it sounded nice, so I just started calling her Rebekita, and it stuck. So, Rebekita is turning 20. 21, is it 20 or 21? Oh, Rebekita, you're making me feel so old. But yeah, she's turning 21, and I'm so happy and proud of her. And it doubles up to a special day. It's the Global Menstruation Hygiene Day, which was today. Rebekita was born on the 27th, which was yesterday, and today was the Global uh, Menstruation Hygiene Day. So Rebekita and I, there's a sort of a huge age difference there. It's not so much. It's about 5 year age difference. And growing up, I think Rebekita was one of those strong, different kind of people. She was so strong and she was just different from us. I remember this one time when we were kids. I don't know if she recalls, but my grandmother, whenever we visited, she'd make us fermented porridge. And if you know fermented porridge, if you it's not for the faint-hearted. Watoto watawa wataelewa hii story maze. Mnajua fermented porridge. So in Luo we call it a bagi. So my grandmother used to make that and give it to us. And when Rebekita will taste it, she will go, "Oh, grandma, this is so sweet. This is so sweet." And we'll be like, "What are you talking about? This is sour. We need some sugar added to it." And then my grandmother will go, "If Rebekita finds it fine, the rest of you should find it fine." So we're like, how can you not find? So how can you say this thing is sweet? And then we'd have to take that sour porridge. Anyway, Rebekita had always been just the special one in the family. And I think for her, even though we are almost all artistic in the family as siblings, because Atis writes and makes crafts, and she arranges stuff, and Josh writes a lot. People just don't know. Now Rebekita is a fine artist. She can really draw, and she's studying now, and she's studying architecture. I think that's one of the things that led her to study architecture. So the reason why she's special to me, it's because Rebekita one time told me I'm the reason she started drawing. Because those who know me, before I decided to concentrate on poetry, I actually considered becoming a painter or a fine artist. And I used to scribble a lot. And my friend Victor says I had a single cartoon that I used to scribble on everything, on my books, my textbooks, my exercise books. Yeah, so even now I still scribble, though it's amateur and I've gotten rusty, but Rebekita tells me she saw that, and that's what led her to start to want to draw. And that really meant a lot to me as an artist and as a brother, that she saw that and decided to follow that path, even though at some point I came back to leave that path again. But yeah, that really meant a lot. So me and Rebekita are so close, but it wasn't always like that, because I remember some time back, I think she was in high school or something. We were never close, and I wanted us to be close, but I just didn't know how we could be close. I think we were sort of closed up to the idea of being close, and it just made things hard. We used to argue. We used to argue, and we used to fight a lot. But then I found out that making relationships work is just deliberate, and it's hard work. So I decided to be so strategic and deliberate about it. She used to say, Jeff tutakangi kutembea na mimi, amtakangi ku spend time na mimi. And I think that really got to me. And I was like, oh, I find it easy to spend time with other people, but not my little sister. And that's when I now started to become deliberate about creating a relationship with her. And it worked out. And I think we are best of friends. She'll kill me for saying this, but one of the phrases, we have the stupidest conversations ever. When I call her, we usually go. I know you guys have heard of that meme. It goes was and there are times it can go on for a minute. So this time there was this day, I think 3 weeks ago, my they called using my dad's phone. No, they called using Rebekita'S phone, and I thought it was Rebekita. No. I remember what happened. She called me using dad's phone, and then I picked up, and then we spoke, and then we hung up, and then they called again. So I thought it was Rebekita, but this time it was my dad. So I go was and then I hear on the background saying, leo dad amejua chenye ufanyanga tukipik simu. But yeah, it's just those little things. And how it used to be hard for me to tell her I love you. It was strange. But yeah, it's the first times it was strange, that it's good to say, I know we say we love people, but we don't have to tell them. But that affirmation sometimes it's important, just to remind them that you to just say them out loud, the words of affirmation, that I love you, I care about you. So yeah, so I started saying words of affirmation, and she loved it, and she loves it up to now. So yeah, I think we've come from far, and I remember some moments when she says, "Oh, tunatangulianga nani atasema love infinite." So I'm like, "I love you. Take your love times 99 plus 999 times a million. That's how much I love you." And then the person who goes first and says, "I love you times infinity," wins. And I know, yes, you're thinking, I am still mature, I'm still serious. Yes, very serious and very mature, please. Yeah, but I think she's become a friend, as I have said. And, I love that we can share things. And when I started my business, you know how you can say your younger sister cannot advise you on how to go about your business or things like that. Those are just fallacies. Actually, people who are younger than us sometimes have deep insight. And she came into the business. Those who know, I have a business called Fun to See. It's sort of a fun pack. We sell snacks. We have trampoline. We have board games. We have a place you can host your birthday. It's in Homa Bay, folks. So if you're in Homa Bay right now, you can come and join in and have fun. So yeah, so she came into my business, and she took it by her hands, and she's a very, very sharp financial manager and a manager in general. How she runs stuff, how she manages money, procurement. She's really good. She's a natural at it. And I think it was easier for us to work together because of the relationship we'd created. I remember this one day we had such a strong, we argued, and it was so bad. I don't know what we were arguing about, but it was concerning the business. And she said, I'm walking away, and I told her, just go. And then the moment she walked away, I felt so bad. And because I knew she was not going to talk to me right then, I texted her, and I asked her to forgive me, and we worked it out. And I think it always works out because of the relationship we've created. And if she has a problem, or she has boys who are disturbing her, and we need to threaten them, we're always here to just support each other in general. So Rebekita, you're an amazing human. I'm so glad to have you in my life. I love you so much. Thank you for being my sister, my amazing sister, my friend, my confidant, my business partner. And I wish you all the best in your life or your dreams. And she has a YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube, she's just her lifestyle, her hobbies, her interests, she just does them on YouTube, and she's doing a good job. She's been growing. So you can go to YouTube and look up Rebeka'S, Rebecca with a double B. and CA at the end. It's not a K, so it's Rebecca Aoko, and you'll find her on YouTube. Rebekita, thank you so much for being an amazing human being. Happy birthday! I love you so much. We love you. Me and the pieces of my African soul family love you. And because I was talking about Rebekita, I will touch a bit on how Rebekita, my sister, Atis, my mom, they've been so instrumental in teaching us boys about menstrual hygiene and menstrual health, and how it's been demystified for us, because traditionally we there's a stigma formed around menstrual health. We see how in some societies ladies are told to sit on rocks, or they don't have access to sanitary towels or tampons, and they have to just survive with their underwears only, and they stay in their dresses, and then the society stigmatizes them in general. And I've seen even in our home, one of the things uh, Atieno Oketch Foundation has been tackling is how some of the men take advantage of young ladies by promising to buy for them sanitary towels in exchange for sex. It is a sad state of affairs. So yeah, so I think my sisters have been pivotal. My sisters and my mom have been so instrumental in teaching us, and my dad, that is also because he had knowledge from before, so it was not something strange for him. And I think in the status my Josh shared today, saying how one time he was sent sanitary towels and he came back with a whole box. And then he was sent back to the shopkeeper, and then the shopkeeper gave it a hard laugh, because he didn't know what to get, so he asked for the whole box. Probably the rest of the money was meant for milk or bread or something. But I think we learned from such mistake. And for me personally, I think I was part of that stigma for a while. I remember there was a close friend of mine. She's still a friend now, and if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry that me and the boys in class, it was class 7, I think it was class 7 or class 8, we were so stupid, because I think she stained her dress in class this one time, and and we stigmatized her for it, and I think looking at it now, that was so sad. Oh my, it was so sad. She must have been so traumatized, but we were there laughing and making fun of it, unaware. And remember in class 6, we talked about this, but it didn't sink in because we were not given that direct education to be told this is normal. There should be no stigma around it, and we were not told about it, especially as boys. And when girls talked about it, they were separated from us, and we were like, this is a girl issue, it's not a boy issue. So for us, we just laugh about it. And then as you grow, you learn some of these things. So I think one of the most important things is to start talking about it earlier on with the boys and with the girls. And my sister Atieno Oketch has started a foundation called the Atieno Oketch Foundation, which is majorly on mentorship, but is also on education on issues such as menstrual health and hygiene. And she's been doing an amazing job, especially during the pandemic, the lockdowns in 2020. She did a lot of community visits in my hometown, Asumbi, in Homa Bay County, and she donated sanitary towels, she donated panties, she donated clothes and tissue and all this, the care package. And apart from that, she spoke to the girls and she involved us, the boys, and it was very important to have that talk, and especially creating awareness about the girls up country are even more vulnerable because they have even lesser access to some of these things. So Atieno Oketch Foundation is a very instrumental means by which the community is being engaged. And as I talk about it, I will leave the details in the description. If you'd love to support, I will leave the pay bill number. If you'd love to support Atieno Oketch Foundation financially to help reach even more girls, it will be so helpful. I think in the last a month or so, we did another drive for the girls, and we hope to expand even more and beyond. So Atieno Oketch is doing a really good job, and even aside from Homa Bay, she's gone to Samburu. She's based in Dadaab and still doing the job of educating and creating awareness around this whole issue. And aside from that, I think worth mentioning is my friend Beth Odek, who is a former Miss Tourism Kenya, Homa Bay County, the brand ambassador for Moran Publishers. She's doing an amazing job with the area of education around menstrual health and hygiene, but also in education in general. She's dominated so many books, and I've been privileged to be part of the team traveling schools across Homa Bay County, donating books, and also talking to the girls and the boys about this whole issue of menstrual health and hygiene. And she involved us in a forum in 2020 again. It was a discussion concerning the taboos and myths around it, and how to involve the boys in this whole talk, the boys and men, that is. And to have us on that forum, it was really important, alongside Bill, who is another advocate for an advocate and a supporter of Atieno Oketch Foundation and the Beth Odek initiative. Also, it was really important to have this discussion and the way forward, the mapped out plan about how we will go about this, because it's more than just speaking about it. Beth Odek, Atieno Oketch Foundation are on the ground, actually working with schools, working with the local government to actually do some substantial work around these issues. That's why I want to really appreciate Beth Odek for the work she's doing, the amazing job she's doing in the community. And aside from sensitizing the community, she's also donating books. I think in the last 3 weeks, Moran Publishers signed a 10 million shilling book deal with her to continue the book drive around Nyanza in general. And Beth Odek actually donated to a book drive that I started in 2018. It was the Homa Bay Book Drive, aimed at collecting books, computers, resources for a public library in Homa Bay. And the library is actually up and running. It's collected about 2,000 books or more so far. And her through All for Books brought about 200 books in. Amazing books that she brought. So thank you so much, Beth Odek. So these two foundations are not only creating awareness around menstrual health and hygiene, they are doing a whole round wholesome mentorship to girls and to boys, to just ensure our communities are up to par with a modern world, with the truth about these issues. And we're just bringing up a generation of just amazing young leaders and strong warriors for the truth and for justice and for equality. So guys, I just want to just a moment. So I just, a message came in. I was distracted for a bit. Sorry, let's just continue. Sorry about that. On the World Menstrual Hygiene Day today, you might not be able to help everyone, but that one person, or identify that one girl who needs help, or who needs, and even a boy who needs to be sensitized about this whole issue. Go ahead and do it. Be it your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your cousin, your friend. And as I close this episode, I want to give a special shout out to an amazing community-based organization called Rise and Shine that I'm privileged to also be part of. It's by my friend Valerie, all the way from Homa Bay, who started this initiative also around menstrual health and hygiene, and she has reached so many girls in Homa Bay, giving also care packages and introducing topics and talking about menstrual health and hygiene, and even sexual reproductive health, which is also another important part of this whole discussion. And people are struggling with their sexuality, and people are struggling with sexual reproductive health because we have not been educated concerning these topics. And I think Arise and Shine is doing an amazing job in holding talks around sexual reproductive health with young girls, from adolescents moving forward, even in basic things like hygiene, just personal hygiene, to general things like STIs, HIV/AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, their transmission and how to avoid them, and what to do and what not. And they've been doing an amazing job. I think in 2020 there was about 3 major visits that I remember, and then this year there was I think there have been 2 visits, and Arise and Shine is another organization that you can support, and you can reach out to me in my number that I will leave in the description in any case you want to support any of these 3 initiatives that are doing an amazing job in Homa Bay and its environs and in Nyanza in general to just better the lives of young people, young girls and young boys. So Arise and Shine, keep doing that amazing job you're doing in the community. Know you are celebrated. Know that we support you all the way. And any of the supporters will reach out. I'm sure they'll reach out and chip into their support. So keep doing the good work with your team, Valerie, Beth Odek, Atieno Oketch, all the ladies out there whom I'm not mentioning but are doing an amazing job. My mom, who's been a great supporter of the Atieno Oketch Foundation, really celebrate you. So on this day, all the girls, all the women in the world, we love you, we celebrate you, and we are ready to learn and to understand and to move along with you on this path that is all about understanding at the end of the day, because we are living together on earth. So guys, my episode today ends early, and I'm sure some of you are relieved it's not 1 hour long. Thank you so much for tuning in. On the next episode, we're going to continue our travel series. I took a break because of this special day celebrating Rebekita and the World Menstrual Hygiene Day. So we'll continue our travel series in the next episode. See you then, and thank you so much. Adios. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Erokamano.